to the Drew Grimaldi podcast. It's been another crazy week out there this week. A lot of crazy shit going on in the world, as there always is. And it seems like the more you have the conservatives and the mentally sane people try to get things back in order, you constantly have these crazy people out there who don't want to be normal, they don't want to fit in, and they don't care about anybody but themselves. We're talking about the transgender community. This one here is a pastor who had a gun pulled on him because he was preaching about this. Check this
Attack
out.
me now? Hey man, that's up to you. If you want to pull that on me, but God bless you. So you just threatened me with a gun. You just pulled a gun on my.
Watch it again.
Attack
Watch
me
this.
now? Hey man, that's up to you. If you want to pull that on me, but God bless you. So you just threatened me with a gun. You just pulled a gun on my. What are you gonna do? Come attack me now?
These people are sick. They're deranged. And really, like, these are the people that should be treated like second class citizens. Because if you're going to go out there and you're going to impede law enforcement, you should deserve to be arrested. If you're going to get out there and trash talk law enforcement, like these guys are out there to protect us, and they're trying to do a job, and it just makes it so much harder. And that's what the Democrats want. They want chaos so that it creates this situation. And they actually call them flashpoints. That's what they called them in their Communist Manifesto that they just recently released. It was an anti-ICE, and they said we want to create flashpoints where it's moments of chaos that lead to some violence, and they get it on camera, and that's what they're going to do. Same stuff that the CIA did to overthrow other countries in the past. It's crazy, but this is what they're doing. Well, I'm going to tell you, and this is the type of people that we're dealing with here. They're nuts. And these people need to be put in their place. Like, hey, you need professional mental help. You need to be on some meds. But these people here, this is what you're dealing with when you're talking about those psychotic left losers that are out there right now, that just create problems for everybody. But watch this one here.
Just last, what's your message to the people who are not here in Minneapolis and Minnesota who haven't experienced what people who have been living here have been experiencing?
Believe what you see, not what you're told, not what you hear. Take the evidence and make your own judgment about it. And know that we are all people and we are all oppressed.
We're all oppressed.
And we
What the
have to
fuck is
stay
wrong with
together
you?
and believe the truth and find it together and stand together.
Okay, thank you. Stay warm, all right? And then just last, what's your message?
Stay warm, because I mean, you're going to hell, lady. I mean, like, talking about, she needs some fucking mental help, and these people are buying hook, line, and sinker. Oh, you're oppressed. You're oppressed, and she's wearing her like $400 jacket. But I digress. So last week we went over how Don Lemon and a group of anti-ICE protesters stormed a church. Okay, well now they're all getting arrested for this because there's laws against interfering in people trying to worship the Christian God, but not in any of the other ones. And that's, to be perfectly clear, when they say freedom of religion, separation of church and state, they're only talking about Catholicism. The rest of them don't even hold any water in there. Our forefathers were all Christians. They weren't Muslims. They weren't any of that bullshit that is violent. No, they were all Christians. So that's what they had in mind when they said separation of church and state. But that being said, this was one of the women that went with Don Lemon on this little adventure.
Belly chains
Listen
around our waist, and we had handcuffs with bars in the middle. As someone who majored in African American studies, I can tell you that is the closest I ever felt to slavery in my life.
Oh my God.
Being shackled as if I was a slave. It is unacceptable and unconscionable, but it's on brand. We have belly.
I mean, talk about it, just stupid. Like, who in the hell thinks it's a great idea? Hey, this woman just got arrested for something, doing something criminally wrong. And hey, what we're going to do now is we're going to give her a microphone for her to just spout off her mouth. No, this woman should be in jail still. But then to compare that, so if you go out there and you break the law and they put you in handcuffs, that's like, according to this woman, this psycho, that's like slavery. If that's the mentality that you have in this world, you're going to have a lot of problems. And unfortunately, the Democrats push this shit on their kids. And so what you're dealing with now is a generation of lost people who need to get away from their relatives or their family that have those really painful Democrat views. And most of the time, the people that hold those views, they still think it's the old Democrat Party from like the 60s. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country, to the Somalis. Ask what your country can do for you, not what you can do for your country. But I digress. So that was one of the women that compares handcuffs to slavery. Okay, you committed a crime, honey. Here's another one of our friend Don Lemon. Look at this. Check this out.
A harmless Christian here that wants to praise the Lord with my son, and now I got to go home. I'm sorry that you guys are so angry.
I'm just chronicling. I'm not with the group.
What do I have to say?
Can you understand why they're angry?
I don't understand any of this because I'm a simple man. I'm a simple man who loves the Lord and is a good father. This is what we look forward to, is coming, being with our family and praising Jesus, and that's not something that we have to run away from. So this is kind of a bad day for us. But, we're going to heaven, so that's the best news we got.
Do you understand that some of these folks feel voiceless?
I don't understand, because right now I'm so upset right now. I don't really have I'm thirsty, and I can't think real clearly. So what I want to do is just say we love you. My son and I love you guys. And
I'm a journalist. They're activists.
The simplest thing we can say is that we love you guys.
What do you mean, you guys?
Well, whoever's here in this house.
Okay.
We don't distinguish between Christian and non-Christian. We love everyone, and we want everyone to come to heaven.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. We want folks to go to heaven, and if we need to talk about these things, then this isn't the time for that, really.
But don't you think until we go to heaven, if you believe in that there should be some sort of peace here on earth, and that people should have agency, and we shouldn't be beating people up off the street, and we should be abiding by the Constitution?
I think that's just a little bit loaded for me right now, what you're doing.
Why so?
Well, I don't want to interview right now. I don't want to interview. I just want to tell you guys I love you. I don't need to interview right now because I want to be with my son. It's Sunday. It's time for rest and for renewal. I would like to answer your question, but I just can't right now.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
What an obnoxious son of a bitch. When Don Lemon sits there and goes, you can't understand why they're upset? No, they just stormed a church. I do not understand what they're upset about. Get the fuck out of the church. Not to mention, we've had shootings in churches recently. So I'm sure those people were scared shitless. But I continue on. Don Lemon has been arrested. And this was one of the ladies that was with him who tries to kind of hide from the cops here. This one's pretty funny. Check this one out.
Okay.
Law enforcement's in the window like, hey.
Okay, well, this is really scary. There's kids in the house. You guys have not been really friendly in the community. And to me, this seems a little, can I finish, sir? Can I finish? Can I finish?
Get your phone.
This seems a little bit aggressive to have all these cars in our cul-de-sac. 2, 3 agents, and now I let one disappear to the back. So to me, this is a little aggressive to just serve a warrant.
It's a little aggressive, honey.
Slide the warrant.
You broke the law.
See the warrant.
They don't need one. Get the fuck out there with your fat fucking ass. When they should have just opened the door and grabbed her, honestly. Like, these people are so stupid.
Okay. And that, to me, what I have been told, is not a judicial warrant that has me to have to open the door for you.
Do you want to wear my black boots?
You guys, I wanted to alert the public that Agents are at my door right now. They're saying that they were able to go before a grand jury sometime, I guess, in the last 24 hours, and that they have a warrant for my arrest. I've talked to my attorney, and I'm being advised to go with them, I guess, down to Whipple. And my children are here. They're impacted by this.
She's afraid.
This
She's
is
afraid.
all stemming
So
from the
stupid.
fact that I
Rules for
filmed
thee,
a
but not for
protest
thee.
as a
You thought you were
member
above the
of
law.
the media.
You thought you were above the law.
We are supposed to have our constitutional right of
And you do, but you broke the law.
freedom to film, to be a member of the press. I don't feel like I have my First Amendment right as a member of the press. Because now
What about January 6th,
are
honey?
at my door
Yeah,
arresting
they
me
should be,
for,
because you're obnoxious.
filming the church protest a few weeks ago. Again, I don't have a long time here, you guys, but I wanted you to know, for me, agents are at my door right now. My attorney has spoken with them. I did send a relative outside to talk to them. They're showing some type of documentation, apparently, that they got an indictment from a grand jury.
I don't care.
I knew
What you
that
did
I
was
was on a
disgraceful.
defendant's list. I did not publish it because it
You're
was
being held
under seal.
accountable.
And so we've done everything that we can to try.
Look around and find out. Now you're in the
abide
find out
by,
stage.
You know, the advice of our attorneys. But right now, you guys, I want
Even
you
your
to
attorneys know
I'm
you're
gonna have to
fucked.
hop off here and surrender to agents as a member of the
You're
press.
under arrest, hon.
I
You're under
filmed
arrest.
the church protest a few weeks ago, and now I'm being arrested for that.
All right, I've had enough of her just yapping. But the fact of the matter is, and I know just off the top of my head, several January 6 reporters that just did what they said they did, just followed them in. And guess what? They got in trouble too. Nobody is above the law, including you. But Democrats have this thought process that they're so righteous and they're so morally correct that they can do whatever they want, and they're just above the law because what they're doing is morally better than and realistically they're not. You're out there abusing law enforcement who's just trying to get off the street some fucking pedophile or a rapist or a murderer off your street, and people like this think they can storm a church during Sunday service and scare the living shit out of everybody. Like, you could see how upset the guy was that happened to his church. And now they're sitting there going, I'm so scared because there's all these people at my door. Hun, you asked for it. You begged for it. And now you're getting what you deserve. And I'm just sick of these people because when you get arrested for doing something stupid, the dumbest thing you could do is jump online and go, hey guys, I'm getting arrested. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Keep it to yourself, because I guarantee she broke the law. And the fact that she recorded herself interrupting this service, I don't think her attorney has much to do for her, honestly, other than put in, hopefully, a plea bargain. But here's another one. This is Don Lemon surrendering himself, coming out of the courtroom, saying the same crazy shit that she was.
Thank everybody for their support. It truly means the world to me. I have no idea what's going on because obviously I haven't seen anything. I have spent my entire career covering the news. I will not stop now. In fact, there is no more important time than right now, this very moment, for a free and independent media that shines a light on the truth and holds those in power accountable. Again, I will not stop now. I will not stop ever. Last night, the DOJ sent a team of federal agents to arrest me in the middle of the night for something that I've been doing for the last 30 years, and that is covering the news. The First Amendment of the Constitution protects that work for me and for countless of other journalists who do what I do. I stand with all of them, and I will not be silenced. I look forward to my day in court. Thank you all.
So he's looking forward to his day in court, and I guarantee he will be very happy when that day comes, because everybody deserves a speedy trial. But it's the same thing. I have been doing this for 30 years. Oh, yeah, you've been storming churches for 30 years. because I guarantee that the journalists that followed the January Sixers into the Capitol that day were also arrested. No one's above the law, Donnie. Nobody's above the law. And I think Democrats have been breaking the law for so long, and they always thought that they were above the law. They always thought that they could do things because what they're doing is morally correct instead of by the books, by the law. And they've been breaking the law for so long that now, when they put the law in front of them, they're getting arrested. They're like, well, this is just ridiculous. No, you broke the fucking law. It's black and white. There's no gray area in there. So this right here should be the poster boy for anti-ICE protesters, because that's pretty much what it is.
What harm was I going to do to them?
Keep them back. Don't you fucking tell me what to do, you fucking cunt! You have no idea how much I'd like to beat the fucking shit out of you! Hey, asshole! Stand on your goddamn grave! Hell yeah, I hope somebody kills you guys!
I decided that I was going to sit. So I was sitting in the grass, and my legs were just barely in the driveway, and they came up, I think there were 6 of them, and they grabbed me, and they started to drag me across the driveway on the ground. They put their foot or something on my back, and some part of them on my neck. It was scary.
There's nothing in my socks, dumbass. My feet are too small.
Being dragged across the ground when you can't see what's happening around you. They call Portland a war zone. The only people that's making it a war zone is ICE.
Shut up! And get out of our state!
And it's just the classic liberal, right? Like they have no friends. They're freaks. Nobody wants to hang out with them or talk to them. So they find this group of people, of freaks, which is called the Democrat Party. And it's the only place that they ever find that welcoming or that sense of being part of something. So that this group goes, hey, let's go firebomb some Teslas. They're like, yeah, let's go. Yeah. I've said it before, I think on other podcasts, but the Democrat Party preys on the mentally ill. And you see it like that right there. You get these people like that they only fit in to the Democrat Party and that group of freaks because they're the only ones that will call them by the name that they want to be called by, use their corrected pronouns, and keep that bubble of that false reality alive for them. But at the end of the day, the Democrat Party, every single thing that they do and that they tell their people to do, it always has negative consequences on the humans, on the people involved in it. You know, these little things like, look at Renee Good. She shows up to protest, tries to hit somebody with a car. Well, guess what? Had she not bought into the cult of the pronoun people, she wouldn't have even been there, and she would have still been alive. Then you have this Preddy guy that was shot by ICE, and he had a gun on him. Turns out that he has also other priors of him involved with the ICE agents, and he brought a gun with him. The guy should have been shot. I'm sorry. I'm not going to sit here and stick up for these guys when it's like they were doing something wrong, and it's never like liberals on media come out and say, "Oh, unarmed man." No, he was armed. Oh, okay, he was armed, but he didn't have it out. Okay, well, he was there protesting. He didn't have his ID on them. So to conceal carry, you don't have your ID on you. That's a felony. Well, they're fucking stupid. And the Democrats are not logical people. They're people that could complain about everything. Could be the best blowjob in the world, and they're sitting there going, it was okay. But I digress. This is a man dressed as Batman going up to ICE agents. I thought this one was pretty funny, actually.
I don't want you to sit back and watch. I want you to fucking do something. Each and every one of these people who came up has been very polite, very earnest, very kind, pleading you, begging you to do something. I'm not begging you. I'm demanding that you act with some semblance of a fucking spine. Do something!
Thank you.
I don't want you to sit back and watch. I want you to fucking do something.
So that's Batman. That's Batman saying shit. But Democrats are now in panic mode because FBI raided Fulton County election center because there's been some problems there, especially in the 2020 election. But Democrats are, again, calling it just the craziest stuff ever. Like, so
going inside of the election facility. Our photographer was able to go inside. He was let inside and allowed to be up and close. As you can see, this is interesting because one of the questions we did ask Larry was if agents were restricting his access or asking him to back up at all. And he said that so far they've been allowing reporters to get up close to the situation.
Outside if you want to take that. Yeah.
Okay, so the agents are asking them to back up.
Actually, you shouldn't even be in this area, but hey, you know what? I don't have a key, so there you go. Okay.
Okay, so agents are asking them to back up, saying our crews should not be in this area. So this is something we're going to continue to monitor. And as our photojournalist gathers more information and reporter Larry Sproul gathers more information, we're going to be able to hopefully get that information for you. Right now, he's
crazy. But that's all stems from the 2020 election and all this stuff that they're now finding out that Georgia's had a lot of problems with their problems with elections. That there was 300,000 ballots in Georgia that had no chain of custody and that they counted. And then that's where it came up where Donald Trump lost Georgia by 10,000 votes. And the notorious call where he says, find me 10,000 votes. Well, you had 300,000 ballots that you could have just thrown away because there's no chain of custody and they weren't real. If they were real, then somebody needs to be held accountable for breaking the chain of custody because that's all part of it. That's how we have safe and secure elections is when we don't have Democrats doing something shady. Now, here's a woman who's impeding ICE. And Democrats are legit amongst some of the most uninformed people on the planet. But check this one out. I just found this crazy of just an interaction.
I do not. No, that is not true.
Yeah, don't be impeding our operations.
You're following a state
No, you're not following a
state
state
here all my life. I know how to drive in the snow. That is not true.
So do not impede.
I am not
You can
impeding.
peacefully protest all you want.
That is what we are doing.
Do
We
what
are
you want.
observing your actions, sir.
So you don't need to be freaking impeding us.
We are not impeding. We are observing your actions.
No, you're not observing.
That way
Look
we
at
can
that pig in the
tell
car,
if they are
too.
legal and you will be held up for your actions, sir.
Everything we do by the
Oh, yeah.
Constitution.
That
She
is
seriously
not
thinks
true.
that's going to happen.
Absolutely not.
Just because you don't like our laws doesn't mean that we can't enforce them.
You are not enforcing our laws,
If
sir.
anything, you can blame Biden if he let millions of people in.
That is so uninformed.
That's so uninformed. She goes, that's so uninformed. That fat pig just goes, oh my God, it's so uninformed. No, honey, that's a fact of nature. That's why we need to have all of these ICE people all over the place right now. Is because Joe Biden let in a ridiculous amount of unvetted people. We don't know who they are. Some criminals, some terrible people, some are fine. But most of them are not. And the fact that they came here illegally tells you one thing, that they had to break the law to come here. They should not be able to hide behind the law on the way out the fucking door. But I digress. You just have these people who just, like, they're so uninformed. Like, they're sitting there acting like ICE is not a real law enforcement agency or something because the Democrats have been telling them that. Again, this woman could have just been dragged out of her car and put in handcuffs. Why? Because the Democrat Party told her to get out there and tape ICE's atrocities, quote unquote, from Mayor Waltz, who called and used the term of what ICE is doing, getting illegals off the street. He called them atrocities. atrocities. Now, atrocities are what happened to the Jews during the Holocaust when they were murdered by the millions. Sending people home to their home is not an atrocity. I've never heard of an atrocity where the person takes them home. You don't want to, like, what is wrong with these people? And you can tell there's something wrong with them just by the look in their eyes. Every single one of them. And then she has the audacity to call the ICE person uninformed. Get out of the car, pig. You're under arrest for impeding. Anyways, this is Dana Bash of CNN trying to call out ICE. And man, does she epically fail. Check this out.
Where did he assault a federal officer in any of the video that you have seen? Because it looked to us from every angle, sir, that he was approached by them when he was helping another individual who was pushed down. What evidence do you have that he was assaulting any law enforcement?
Dana, we don't need a suspect's help in an active law enforcement scene.
When you say suspect, what is he suspected of?
That's an active law enforcement scene. He knew that was an active law enforcement scene, especially when the officers approached him, and it's very evident he did not need to be where he was. And he
when somebody
on his own to stay there.
So when somebody is pushed down and a person's instinct is to help that person, when somebody's pushed down by law enforcement, you're saying that you just stand back and let law enforcement do what they're doing? I mean, is that really human nature?
You know, Dana,
mind your own fucking business.
Is different.
Wow, Dana, mind your own business.
In Minneapolis are chaotic, very difficult and violent situations in which individuals, and this suspect is not the only one to bring a loaded weapon to a riot.
Yeah. Why would you bring a loaded weapon?
The situations are chaotic and ever changing. Follow directions for law enforcement. Don't inject yourself knowingly beforehand into a law enforcement situation.
With respect, it feels as though in some ways you're blaming the victim here.
Well, yeah, it was the victim's fault. He shouldn't have been there.
The victims are the Border Patrol agents. I'm not blaming the Border Patrol agents. The victim are the Border Patrol agents. The suspect put himself in that situation. The victims are the Border Patrol agents there.
I mean, he makes points all the way around, and they actually removed him. But I thought he was doing a great job because you need to stiff arm these people, and it's just wild. Like, Barack Obama deported tons of people, and you never saw this. Why? Because the media wasn't trying to sabotage somebody's presidency. They don't like Donald Trump, and that's what it is. Here's the Philly DA saying that ICE are like Nazis. Again, just using this terminology, but these people are fucking stupid, and they know what they're saying, and it's retarded.
This is a small bunch of wannabe Nazis. That's what they are. In a country of 350 million, we outnumber them. If we have to hunt you down the way they hunted down Nazis for decades, we will find your identities. We will find you. We will achieve justice. And this is a small.
I will say this, though. The Democrats, they have been doing that way longer than he even just said. The Nazis, they were hunting down people, black people and Republicans under the guise of the KKK for many years, too. That was the Democrat Party. But that's what the Democrat Party spun out of. And it's crazy to think that, you know, like I said, not your father's Democrat Party. Here is Ilhan Omar, says Trump supporters are terrorizing the Somali community. Really? You just stole billions of dollars from us as taxpayers, and now you're acting like the victim? Honey, doesn't work that way.
Only is the federal occupation hurting businesses, the president's reprehensible rhetoric has led right-wing grifters to show up here to terrorize our community. Not only is the federal occupation hurting businesses.
She's just such a shit person that's the type of shit she's saying. She's blaming things on ICE while she's under investigation. She also thinks that Donald Trump is obsessed with her. No, he's just trying to balance a budget, and we're giving away billions of dollars to.
I wouldn't be where I am at today. Having to pay for security, having the government to think about providing me security, if Donald Trump wasn't in office and if he wasn't so obsessed with me. It is ironic that just last night he was on stage moments before I was attacked, talking about me. And then when asked about my attack, he said, I don't think about her.
She wasn't attacked, by the way. That turned out to be a hoax.
That I wouldn't be...
That also turned out to be a hoax. Somebody, which I think we're getting to here. Oh, what do you know? That was my next one. Somebody who turns out that she knows, it was one of her staffers, pretending to be a Trump supporter, stood up and sprayed her with water while she was speaking. Now, she's Somali. I'm guessing this is the first shower that she's had in months. But I digress. Check this one out. And tell me what you think, because honestly, it looks staged to me. And now we know that.
Must resign or face impeachment. I don't know.
Oh my God, he sprayed something on her.
Oh my God, he sprayed something on her. Oh my God, he sprayed something on her.
No, we will continue.
No. Ilhan, you need to go get checked.
No, we will continue. These fucking assholes are not going to get away with it.
You need to go get checked. No, I don't know what.
So, must resign.
The other crazy part behind that is that we found out that like what she was like squirted with is like all okay for like Somali Muslims to be shot at or sprayed on her. So again, kind of weird that it kind of everything kind of worked out and all that. Nothing was too insulting. But even if it was a Republican, they sprayed water on you. Where Democrats, they killed Charlie Kirk. You know, they tried to assassinate the president twice. You know, they're just out there killing people, murdering conservatives. But that's what the Democrats do. They have the mob mentality where they just storm everything in a mass group of people. And like I said, they've been doing that shit since they started the KKK. Just storming it and all of that. But she gets sprayed with water. And like I said, probably the first shower she's taken in a while. He probably did. He was probably like, oh, she smells. Let me help you out there, honey. But Omar gets sprayed with water. I want you to meet this, okay? So this is UK's new health ambassador. Also turns out to be Somali. Look at this thing and tell me what's wrong with this picture. Check it out.
Person who is from an ethnic minority background, you know, some communities it's actually taboo to, and you know, it's quite a sensitive topic to talk about. So if you're not being able to learn about these things through the medium of school, then where do you learn, you know? And I wish when I was in school we were, you know, they teach us in Welsh back and back about, you know, how to apply for a bank account and how to, you know, get a job. But what about things like how to check if, you know, do a breast exam? How do I know if, you know, signs of cervical cancer, screenings, when am I supposed to get those? You know, the things that are going to prolong my life, you know? So why don't we teach these things before we teach, you know, how to get a job? Because if I'm not living long enough, how am I going to get a job? A person who...
Again, that's another stupid thing that you would say. It's pretty hard to survive without a job, honey. It's hard to pay for all those things if you don't have a job. So, I digress. Anybody notice that she was fat herself? Anyways, this is a Minneapolis anti-ICE protester says the U.S. is on the edge of revolution. No, we're not. These people are freaks.
When incompetent leaders overestimate their power and they unleash solidarity and courage, and that's what's happening right now. I believe that what is happening here right now is going to be the turning point of this regime. It is going to be the turning point of this regime. So I know it is hard sometimes, and I know we are tired sometimes, and I know our fingers freeze in the cold, but you know what? We are going to turn this around. We're going to show the country the path, not just to kick ICE out of Minnesota, although we will, Not just to abolish ICE once and for all, although we will, but also to build the type of organizing networks of solidarity, the type of mass organizing that can not only end Trump's fascist regime, but actually build a new political system that works for all everyday people. I want a world where we can all breathe clean air and drink clean water, and we can go to school safely, and we don't have to live in fear of our neighbors getting grabbed. And I believe we are going to win it.
These people are freaks and they lie about everything. There has not been a single U.S. citizen that has been arrested by ICE accidentally. That hasn't happened. What has happened is that the Democrats have told, these liberal white women, and fortunately that overlaps with some men in this country, and they basically tell them, these mentally ill people, hey, go videotape and go interfere with their operations. So then they have it on TV, and they have these videos then of these people getting hurt by ICE, and that's what's amplified. And it's so dishonest because the work that ICE is doing, they've taken so many bad guys off the street, and to say abolish ICE, that's the same thing as the bullshit that they tried to say years ago where they were like, we need to abolish law enforcement, we need to abolish the police. Like, no, it's stupid. What we have in this country works just fine when everybody follows the law and there's no double standard like the Democrats always wanted. But I digress. CNN suggests that ICE will soon be putting people in ovens. Check this one out. Wild that anybody would even say anything like this, but that's the type of
I understand that, but they take people to Fort Snelling here, which literally was built as a concentration camp, and Alligator Alcatraz, which I think we can all agree is a concentration camp. Not saying they're Dachau, I'm not saying they're putting people in ovens yet, but these are concentration camps.
Okay.
I don't need to argue with you about
yeah.
that. I understand that, but they take people to Fort Snelling.
He calls them concentration camps. These people broke the law to fucking come here, and they need to go home. Kevin O'Leary goes off on CNN about the Minneapolis fraud. Check this one out. It's nice to see some normal-minded people step up and put people in their place.
You're not left or right. You're just a taxpayer like me, a lowly taxpayer, and I'd like to investigate fraud. I want my money back if it was stolen from me. Is that okay, or is that not okay?
Listen, that
I want my money back.
Well, hold on. I mean, look, Kevin, the fraud is being has been investigated, is
Why are we
being
talking
investigated.
About that?
People are being prosecuted. The DOJ could be talking about that, but what they decided to do instead was send immigration officials into Minnesota, presumptively because they thought that the fraud was coming only from foreigners, when most of the Somalis who they were targeting.
I don't care where it's coming from. I want my money back.
So,
right, but what she is saying is that nothing they are doing, nothing they have done
to do with
is helping you get your money back.
I represent taxpayers, and I want my money back.
Then if you represent taxpayers, then tell the president that you should that he's spending a ton of money to terrorize.
Let me circle back with Jim on this one thing.
What about if you're not left or right? You're just a taxpayer like.
And he said it so well. Wonder if you're just a taxpayer who's against the fucking fraud. Does that make me anti-Somali? I mean, I'm anti-Somali, but that's okay. I'm just joking. But I digress. Actress compares ICE to the Nazis. See a common thread here? These people say it enough, somebody will start to believe it. These people
I don't spend a lot of time doing this, talking to you like this, unless I'm, I don't know, recommending a foundation or telling you to get your kids vaccinated against meningitis. But I feel like I can't stay silent, and neither should you. There's something horrible going on in our country right now. And we have one of the greatest countries in the world. And I've always been so proud to be an American. But right now, this is a fascist government. It's not becoming a fascist government. It is a fascist government.
I don't want to hear any of this after what we just lived through
and
Joe Biden.
ICE is brutalizing people. And I don't care
Wouldn't need to if you
how
didn't let
you
20 million
identify.
people
If
in
you're
here.
a Democrat, if you're a Republican, if you're independent, if you don't like to be political at all, it doesn't matter. You have to look at what kind of country you want to live in. And I don't think that I need to remind you, just give a little history lesson here quick. But, if you look at what happened in France, where I lived for a few years in my 20s, they were taken over by the Nazis. They were invaded, they were taken over, and a lot of people collaborated. And then there were people that did not collaborate and were part of the resistance. Eventually, they got their country back, and those people who collaborated were found to be criminal. And that is what's going to happen. I mean, you should not support what is going on just because these are human beings, and we are human beings, and we cannot forget our humanity. But if you don't care about that, if you only care about yourself, then realize that you are going to be seen as a collaborationist. Okay?
But you're just
and I don't
weird.
think that anybody wants that. I don't think that anybody wants to be on the wrong side of history.
Get some mental help. Honey.
So please use your voice and protest. These are children.
More bad advice.
These are children who are being taken away from their parents. These are mothers who are being killed. These are fathers. These are ICU nurses. These are people
who shouldn't have been there in the first place and should have been minding their own business.
That are good people.
Obviously not.
That now their families have to grieve them for doing nothing except for standing up for what's right.
Standing up against
for keeping women from being brutalized.
What the fuck are you talking
by these
about?
monsters?
They're not.
And they are monsters. They are human beings as well, but they have forgotten that they're human beings and they have become monsters. Please don't let yourself
Somebody forgot to take
become like that. Morning. Please remember your humanity.
Go cry in your pillow.
Think about your kids. Think about your grandkids.
And how much better
think about your sister and your brother. These are all people who have kids or fathers or mothers or aunts and uncles and people who love them.
And they broke the law fucking coming here. They need to go.
And we all have people that love us, and we love people.
Their kids can go with them too.
I mean, I hope that we love people. I certainly do.
I don't think you do.
Please do the right thing and stand up and use your voice. Thank you.
She must have forgot to take her meds that morning or something. It was long-winded for something so fucking boring. But yeah, again, fucking crazy, right? That she's comparing the ICE who's nabbing. Again, they've never grabbed a single U.S. citizen by mistake. They're very targeted arrests. They're going after the worst of the worst, the people that shouldn't be here. Here's Scott Jennings on CNN dropping the mic yet again with these people. Just same shit.
People who have been deported or have left the country have done so voluntarily, and many of them have gotten a check, just the way he is describing. I think a little over 2 million have self-deported, and only 600 and something thousand have gone out.
Okay, so then why do we need these people on the street doing what they're doing in Minneapolis?
Because they can't get them in the jails. In virtually every other place in America, you have cooperation. You go into the jail, you get an administrative transfer. It takes virtually no people to do that. In Minneapolis, they won't let them in the jails, and they won't let the local police engage if they're under attack as federal law enforcement. So you have to send extra agents to guard the agents that you send.
That.
I'm sorry?
You think that because there's a policy like that in the jail in Minneapolis, that the agents that did what they did to Alex Peretti were justified? That's the connection that you're making?
I did not say that. But I'm telling you that there should be a full investigation, which is exactly what the president said. Well, most of the people who have been deported or have left the country have done so voluntarily.
He just spells it out so perfectly. And it's just amazing that they have all of these people that just talk about these what ifs. instead of just talking about the right thing to do, doing things the right way, there's always these people out there that go, well, what about this? Well, what about that? And that's what the Democrats are. They offer no policy suggestions. They have no new ideas. They have nothing to bring to the table, and they have nothing to do, no ideas or policy decisions that are going to affect my life or make my life any better. So all they're doing is attacking Donald Trump. And it's not going to work on me. I hope it doesn't work on a lot of it. But the guy, Alex Preddy, that they were talking about, who the media says is a nurse and now he's this and that. It turns out he had a little bit of a violent past here. Check this one out. This is a video of him just a few months ago kicking.
This is a moment the news movement filmed on January 13th in Minneapolis, showing a man who appears to be Alex Preddy interacting with federal immigration agents 11 days before Border Patrol shot and killed him. Our footage was analyzed by the BBC, whose facial recognition technology confirmed his identity to a 97% degree of accuracy. On the morning of January 13th, our team received a tip that federal agents were blocking a street at the corner of East 36 and Park Avenue in Minneapolis. We arrived around 10:15 a.m. We saw observers shouting at the agents as they walked back to their vehicles. When they started driving away, the man kicked their taillight. An agent then got out of the vehicle, grabbed him, and pushed him to the ground. During the altercation, agents fired tear gas and pepper balls into the crowd. They continued to hold the man down before they retreat and he walks away.
Such a good guy.
The man in our footage is wearing a similar outfit to what...
They also said on that Alex Preddy was also a nurse. But it turns out that he actually got fired or something, and he hadn't been doing that for a while either. So these people all just lie, and the bad reporting never stops with these liberal media stations. But Donald Trump had quite the surprise for the auto workers when they came to the White House. I will leave you with this clip because it's that awesome. Check this one out. The surprise.
Good to see you.
Nicki Minaj.
Great. See, they forgot I was here now. They came in for
We
Trump.
still love you, Mr. President.
Where did that go, fast? Hello, my
You gotta love it. She's been a supporter since I can remember. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be back next Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for watching. God bless. Keep the faith. And as always, get out there and talk shit to a liberal today. Thanks so much for watching.